Yo! We're back, all right?
Back, man.
Word, and things are a little different now. We wanted to broaden our horizons. So instead of just talking about music, we're just going to be talking about social things, right?
Yeah.
Hence the new name, Untitled Social.
Everything's untitled. We don't really have like a set spectrum of topics. It's just all over the place. So
yeah,
enjoy this journey.
All right. So I thought of something. I was on the internet, obviously, sometime during this week, and one thing that I, just been coming to my mind is, and I wanted to talk to you about it. Travis Scott performing at the Super Bowl halftime show. What do you think about that? If you want me to go first, I'll go first. But I wanted to ask y'all too, what do y'all think about that? Because obviously you probably know what's been going on with Kaepernick. How Rihanna declined, Jay-Z declined, and no one wanted to perform at the show. And a reason I wanted to talk about this was he's a black man, right?
Yep, he is
black. And not that we're going to talk about Kanye West, but at what point when you're a black person, right? At what point do you have to stop living up to other black people's standards? Do you have a problem with Travis Scott performing at the social show? He will be performing here soon. Man. Performing at the Super Bowl, or do you think, what do you think about that?
Do I have a problem?
Yeah.
Personally, no, I don't. A big reason too, I'm not a big fan of Travis Scott. Not like here goes a Travis Scott fan.
Word, right? God. That's our first dislike right there in that video.
How are you not a fan? It's lit. No, I'm just not a big fan. I respect his talent and everything like that. But personally, it really doesn't affect me. And the reason why I say this just because, at the end of the day, he's still with a Kardashian. So it's like when it comes to shit like this, we can't be surprised, guys. Come on, he's definitely gonna do it. You know, he's about the money. So
word up.
He's ignoring everything else, kind of like what society, the culture, and shit like that. Kind of standing up and he's not gonna do it. That's fine, but I don't think we should have expected a different outcome from that though.
Word. And let me jump in on this.
Don't be surprised.
I'm not surprised. I know he's not a conscious artist.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest Travis Scott fan too.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was disappointed, and I don't know if I should feel the right to be disappointed, being that I'm not a fan. I don't know what he, I don't really care for what he represents.
Why are you disappointed?
Yeah, I'm disappointed because he's black. Right, and I don't want to I want all our black people to do anything they want to do, right?
Yeah, make that money.
And I'm not saying that me being disappointed is justified, because it's probably not, and that's why I want to talk about it, and that's why I brung up the point of black standards, and you seeing the same way you might feel some type of way some people might feel a type of way if a black dude's dating a white girl or something,
Yeah.
It's those black social standards, and I wanted to look at it from this perspective of a star performing at the Super Bowl with Travis Scott. Yeah.
I get that, but I just feel like there are a lot of, I'm not even gonna say a lot, but there are black people, especially even just throughout history, who have done things that benefit themselves while ignoring how it affects their own community.
Word.
So that's why I'm just I'm really not surprised, especially because we just see who he's dating and the music that he does put out and what he does represent. It's really not anything that is of benefit for the communities, to be honest. I could be wrong. I don't know. Somebody could tell me if he's donated to some charities or something like that. If you tell me that,
he did. So
I'll be like, that's dope.
Before he signed the deal, he said that it's been reported. I'm not sure. I'm not the reporter, and we're not reporters.
Yeah,
so
no.
Sometimes we can be mistaken. This is from what we've read from the internet, and we just want to discuss it. So from what was reported that I read, quotation mark, I'm gonna keep doing that, was that he spoke to Kaepernick.
Okay.
But there's also another report saying that was false. But he said that he's teamed up with the NFL to donate to a charity. And maybe I don't know what the charity was, but I'll probably link it or just have it pop up in the video.
Okay.
To donate, I believe it was $500,000.
That makes me feel better.
That
makes me feel better.
I still don't feel right.
I do think it's an interesting take on what you said. Hold on, you got to explain to me again, how you feel about when black dude's dating a white girl.
Yeah, like, so what? Yeah, exactly. There's, you know how there's double standards between men and women, right?
Yes.
There's also, I feel, double standards or standards with black people, right? Mm-hmm. Like if you're black, you shouldn't do a certain thing.
Okay, you can't talk a certain way.
Exactly. You can't. Yeah, exactly. That's another thing too. Like, you know, when someone talks a little bit more eloquent, and I don't want to say talk white, but some people might understand it as that.
Intellectual or something like that.
Yeah, when people are like, oh, you talk mad white, they might look at you a certain way, or like, yo, why you dressing like that? You know. So there's like there's those black standards that are out there that us as a black community, we maybe unconsciously put onto other black people, you know? And that's where I was coming from, you know, like I did feel some type of...
Do you feel like you're using that black standard towards...
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
I don't think so. Just because the reason why is just like, I don't know, I just think of what Travis Scott really, really represents. Yeah. And I feel like he's not worth it to feel like you have to have that view. I feel like we're right in feeling disappointed that he is performing at the Super Bowl. Because it still is a disappointment, whether he's with them or not, whether he's making the money or not. Like, he's popular enough to where I feel like it would have boosted his career more if he didn't perform.
You think so?
But now, for sure. Well, I feel like, because the biggest community that supports him. Now, so. That baby, I'm sure that baby feeds their whole tribe is being fed.
The next topic I wanted to bring up also has to do with artists or athletes in general, right? And being that Travis Scott is an artist, right? And a big thing that's been going on right now is R. Kelly, right? And his music has spiked ever since like these specials have been coming out with the accusations of what he's been doing and the monstrous acts that he's been accused of doing, right?
Have you watched the series?
I have not watched the series. I just don't want to feed into it. I don't want to support R. Kelly at all, right? Okay. And that's what I want to ask about.
Fair enough.
At what point, if possible, can you separate the artist and the art?
Yes.
Kanye West, some may not agree with what he's been doing, and we won't talk about him, but I'm just bringing up him as an example of can you separate the artist and the music, or the artist and the art? Michael Jordan is someone who, I'm not saying that he's a disgusting person, but he hasn't really cared about social issues or taken a stance. But we still buy Jordans, right?
Yeah.
We still buy Yeezys, right?
We still kill for him.
Exactly. We still listen to Kanye's music. Some people still listen to R. Kelly's music, right? So at what point do you feel like you can separate, or what point do you think people should separate? Or do you fault people for not separating the artist and the art? Do you care? What's your stance on that?
This is hard. Well, it's not hard. It's just deep. And there's just so many avenues. But I feel like, me personally, I can definitely separate the art from the artist. And I feel like there are times when you really, really have to. Especially with the fucking R. Kelly situation. Like, if you haven't watched the series, if you watch the series, like, it's just so... It's like something we've always known about.
Yeah.
I didn't know as far as like the sex cult and the recruitment of, underage girls and things like that, but just to know like the real ins and outs of it, you're just like, yo, that's crazy. And it's something that since ever R. Kelly's been out, we've always known something's been wrong with him, but it's like we just continue to make this pass because we're like, oh, damn, that song was good as shit. Like, damn, I don't even care that he's like going to high schools, picking up girls from high school or the mall, or taking them away from their parents. And, you learn a lot of shit about it, and you're just like, this is sick. And let's not forget the sex tape. I don't understand it. But a big thing, one last thing, a big thing with that, I feel like the reason why we have been able to do it as far as R. Kelly, and they mentioned this in the series, because who he's doing it with is young black girls. And as we know, America really don't give a about black women or black girls. So that's the real issue.
I have an issue with people who don't care, right? Because like, if someone's doing something wrong and you're still supporting them, like his music sales went up. Like, listen, like I did like some R. Kelly songs, you know what I mean? Have I listened to any R. Kelly songs lately? No, I have not listened to no R. Kelly songs for like the past 14 years, ever since like the first time like I heard what he was doing, because I just sat wrong.
Yeah.
And I think that's why sometimes I can't even get along with new music or newer acts, because like for me, it's hard for me to separate the artist and the art in some cases.
Yeah.
Because like if I feel like you're not my type of person, and you know, it is what it is. Sometimes you're just not someone's type of person. I can't separate it. So I'm like, I get bothered by listening or consuming your art and things like that. One exception, I'm not gonna front. I do want those Sesame Yeezys, and I'm not gonna buy them because I'm trying to stick to my morals, all right? And I'm trying not to be a hypocrite, which we all have a little bit or a lot of hypocriteness in us. But I am trying hard. So I do feel like some type of way. Like I remember when I love Louis C.K. Like I love Louis C.K. Mm-hmm. And I watch his stand-up comedies, right? And if you listen or watch to his stand-up comedies, you know what he talks about. Mm-hmm. So when those stories came out about what he was actually doing, like it was hard for me to watch those stand-ups again and not imagine like the true psyche of what this gentleman was going through. And hopefully he's gotten help, because I do hope he gets help. I appreciate that he owned up to it. But it was hard for me to listen to those stand-ups about him masturbating and shit like that, knowing that shit was probably true. You know? So, yeah.
No, I get it. Mm-hmm. But now when it comes to, do I get disappointed when people can't do it? I definitely do. And I do judge. So
judge me.
I judge. But okay, so like Kanye West, R. Kelly, different. You know, like if you start with Kanye West and buy shit like that, I just judge you as someone who's like,
yeah, it's different levels. Yeah,
it's a different level. You know what I mean? I'm still with you though, because I'm just like, you just a little lost in the sauce. Yeah, and that's okay. You know what I mean? We stick together. So I get it. You want to stick together, but R. Kelly, this. Like if you support this guy, and especially like now too, like I cannot. Yo,
if you support R. Kelly, you might have to check your computer, bro.
I can't be a friend to you or anything. Like if you play an R. Kelly song around me, like it's over. Like come on,
bro. That was the first episode of the Untitled Social Show, right? Yeah. So we're under a new moniker now. We're under Untitled Social. That's our Instagram.
A new moniker.
That's a word, and I know I used it right. I think. But let me know if I got it wrong in the comments.
It's like Monica.
Monica. All right.
You know I'm a little slow. Untitled Social.
Untitled Social, all right?
We out here.